Good evening, keepers of the cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here, and as always, and usual, the co-hostess with the mostest. We have Rob's Fat Stacks of Comics over here. You think I would know how to point by now?
I feel like I should be doing like some cyberpunk dance or something.
You should. It's, that whole intro is designed to make you move, Rob.
It's got to. Oh my goodness.
And of course, welcoming back to the channel one of our favorite people. His name is Simple Simon, and he is our guest tonight, and we are happy to have him aboard. How you doing, Simon?
I'm good, mate. It's good to be on again.
Absolutely.
Were we able to break you away from selling Salt and Siam?
What?
There's a kid song here where it's like Simple Simon selling Salt and Siam.
Okay.
Anyways.
A tongue twister song, huh?
Yeah, it's one of those. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, you're
It's not universal. It's a lost joke. It's great in my mind. Crash and burn everywhere else. What else is new?
Well, that's all right. As long as you crash and burn everywhere else, at least you're consistent.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, so we're going to say hi to the audience real quick. We have Las Cruces. Good evening, Las Cruces. Gene Mallow, sorry for the confusion, sir. I changed the thumbnail everywhere but on YouTube. That is on me. But, Rob was lacking in his babysitting duties and didn't say, hey, stupid, you forgot to change your thumbnail. So we got Las Cruces and G. We have Rob, a surfer in here. Uh-oh. And we already lost Simon. We got Remy Q Studios. How you doing, guys? We got Naman, Werewolf by Lunchtime. Good evening, sir. And guys, he's getting his makeup on, guys. This is serious.
That's like the first time I've ever cut myself shaving. All right, we'll just go with that.
Right? So, Simon, before we get to your book...
Just rotate like this.
Right. Only show one side tonight, Simon. not the slasher side. Before we get going... let everyone know in the audience the people in the audience know, the people who are watching on Rewind, who is Simple Simon, what is your channel, and what can they expect from your content?
I am Simple Simon. I'm a simple guy from Australia. So my channel consists of mostly comic books, but also I like to focus on other things like just nerd culture in general, collectibles, toys. I do a lot of vlogs with my girlfriend Sarah, which are fun. But yeah, all kinds of contents, conventions, and all that stuff too. So yeah, I like to mix it up a little bit besides just comic books. But
yeah, you also have a pretty good standing relationship with the one comic shop that Mark owns, right?
Yes,
I
definitely.
went to say the name and I blanked like an old man.
Yes, and no one can ever say the name, but it's the Noob Rebirth is what it's called now. Originally, it was called the New 50 Noob, which is a play on the New 52, which no one's ever, I don't think, got.
Oh no, I got it.
Yeah, so I do a series at my comic shop with my LCS owner where we just talk comic books. Which is always fun too. So I'm very lucky that I've got that luxury.
It is, and Mark's got a great personality for it too.
Exactly. Yeah,
he's a lot of fun.
That's right.
All right. So without further ado, though, people are here to see some of Simon's favorite books in his collection. Some of your 10 favorites. So let's get going with the first book. We'll take a look at what you got.
All right. So I'm going to start
out and show us, baby. Yeah.
I'm going to start off with slabs. So I got 5 slabs and then 5 raw books. So I'll start off with slabs because I know Rob loves slabs. So this was my first ever slab, and I didn't purchase it. It was actually kind of like an AOK. It was like prize tag to me. It was an actual Instagram giveaway from some Australian shop, and 64-page special. I don't know if you guys know him.
Yeah.
He won the giveaway. And because he already had this book, he said, and the people were from Australia, he said, oh, I've already got that book. I prize tag Simple Simon, so just send it to him. And this was my first ever slab.
Ooh.
Oh, Jesus.
Great prize tag, huh?
I know, right?
You might have done okay on that one.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is a Halo slab. For those who don't know, Halo is an Australian grading company. And it
means all the books are graded upside down.
Yeah.
And in Celsius.
Have you got a Halo slab, Rob?
I've never had a Halo slab in my hands yet.
Yeah, same here. I've looked at them on eBay because I wanted to have a slab of everything, but
Yeah, they take a long time. So the guy who actually runs Halo is actually just one guy, and he does everything. So it takes a while. Like I've never sent books off, but I got someone to send a book off recently, and for me, and it took over a year. So
so it's like normal here.
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I have no.
yeah.
I'm legit. I have books at
Yeah.
CBCS that are there for no pressing, nothing else, that have been there for over a year, and they're still just sitting there as received.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Now, do you guys know
2
how
years if you
Halo?
want pressing.
Do you guys know how Halo slabs compare in pricing to the other slabbing companies?
I
It's
think they're
much more.
pretty similar to look when you go on their website, because I did want to send books to them once. Their website looks like it hasn't been updated for 500 years. It's so old looking and dated. So it wasn't very clear, but it looks like per book, sorry. I think it's fairly similar, to be honest.
What I
So-
understand, Gary, is that it's it's similar from a perspective. If you're in Australia and you were to ship your books to the United States to have them slabbed and shipped back to you, it's an equivalent. But if you're looking just comparing the straight in-country pricing between the two, then it's much more expensive than the American grading companies. But the American grading companies, again, are assuming you're shipping within us. When you start adding shipping in there, it's different. So the Australian grading company factors that in.
And you guys have no slabbing competition over there either, right, Simon? It's just the one.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know how popular they are, to be honest. I mean, I know a few people have them, but yeah, I don't know. I think everyone prefers CGC and all that stuff still.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's still a nice looking slab. It still presents well.
The good thing is, like, they do, like, nowadays, like, some of the old labels look terrible, but nowadays you can actually get custom labels. So I actually got one recently, that one that the dude sent off for me. He got it custom labeled to Tom Taylor because it was Tom Taylor signed book, and he actually put Big City Comics logo on it because Mark supplied the books for him. So that was very cool.
Very nice.
So that's very, very similar to kind of what EGS is doing, which Gene mentions. Which, yeah, then they kind of dropped a prototype on it. I'll be reviewing an EGS slab, the new slab case, when they're available. They reached out to me about that.
As they should, Rob, with all the slab stuff you do.
Yeah, but I told him I wouldn't take the free. He was going to send me a free sample. I told him I wouldn't take it, but I'd send him a book and pay for it, because that's what I do on my channel, is make sure that I don't have any discounts or anything that anybody else doesn't have. I want to maintain objectivity. So when I review it,
Yeah, you can do it as fair as possible, and if they don't like your opinion, well, you paid for the book, so screw
that's
it.
right. Exactly. All right, number 2,
Hey,
baby.
Number 2, Simon.
All right, so
Gosh, Simon, it's not about the slabs; it's about you.
He's dropped a fairly modern grail at this point. That first appearance,
And a big one.
Yeah, the first appearance of Gideon. It's a huge book. People love Gideon. So what do you got next for us?
This next one is not a big book, but it was my first CGC slab. And again, it was a giveaway win. I won it from Life with Two YouTubers, who's a good friend of mine. And this book, a lot of people will say, is the book that killed Batman.
Ooh.
And it actually means a lot to me, this book. And again, people who have seen my channel, I've told this story to death. But it is
dead.
Batman issue 50.
Oh.
The Wedding. So the reason this book, I really want to win this because I've told the story many times, but when I first sort of ventured into comic book collecting a few years back, probably getting close to 4 years now, this was the first, and Catwoman issue 1 was the first 2 floppies that I ever bought, because I had no idea how to start buying floppies, and I really wanted to, and I thought 50 was probably a good jumping on point at The Wedding.
And it's a great cover.
It is. And also, for those who don't know, I actually collect kissing covers.
I was just going to mention that too.
Is that a Tyler Kirkham cover?
Nope. It is. Actually, wait. Is it? I don't know who did the cover, actually.
It should say.
It should say, over there on the left, it should say cover.
No, it just has like the 50 million artists who did all the different variants.
Oh,
now, here's the problem with CGC, right? It's like, do you guys have to tell them everything about the book? I thought, being such a big company, they would have this stuff sorted, but it seems like they don't.
Well, when you do a submission nowadays, you have to provide a lot of information. And if you don't know, or if you put it incorrectly, it seems that they don't verify it, and that seems to be that's like a lot of people are so get a lot of these books that are like, they send in a facsimile or something that comes back and it doesn't say facsimile because they didn't enter in the correct variant or whatever. And
I just would have thought, being such a big,
no, but,
like
I mean, the artists and stuff, you never have to submit that. They usually have that. They'll put the writer, the artist, and then there's usually a cover artist listed.
Because you know how there's like 50 million different variants of this. They just have like 5. They just have all the different artists that did variants for it.
Yeah, that would be terrible if they did that with every book now, because every book has so many variant covers.
That's ridiculous, though.
Like I haven't seen that on 50. That's a real lazy label.
Me and Sarah got like a House of Slaughter 1 in 100 book. We bought the slab, and I thought the slab would say 1 in 100, and it doesn't. And I was like,
no, they don't put that information on there.
I hate that they omit that, though.
Some of the other greater companies will, but it's not always a guarantee. But yeah.
Very disappointing.
Yeah, I've even had books with key appearances, and they don't even list the key appearance. You're like, what's going on? They're so inconsistent with their labels.
Yeah, I don't see that book as really killing Batman, but it was a big disappointment because there was a lot of build up to the event, and I think what was a real disappointment was the fact that it got out before the book did of what they were doing, what happened in it, right? And so you had all this build up, and if they hadn't had all of that and 8 billion covers for this big event and stores throwing big wedding party events and then having them have it all be released get out ahead of time, that they didn't actually get married.
Also, I would highly not recommend this to be the first comic book you ever read.
Oh yeah.
An interesting one.
I never read it. Why did they not get married?
Oh,
well, no, it's more the way it's written though. It's like it's just all. So what they do in the book, it's pretty much all the variant covers are the pages, and it's like a love letter that's kind of written throughout the story. So, but you don't. It's a very weird one to be the first comic book that you read.
Yeah, it's
Sorry, I was blocking somebody, Simon.
Yeah,
all right.
So it was the the idea was that Joker started putting thoughts in people's heads or in Catwoman's head that Batman can't be happy, and that if he's with her, that he'll be happy, and therefore he can't be Batman. And so it was pretty stupid.
All right, well, number 3. Let's get on to a cheerier book.
But we found in Batman Catwoman that they went off to and eloped in Vegas or whatever and got married, at least in that universe, as by a minister dressed in the Batman 66 outfit. And
and by the time they have a kid, that'll be the next Robin.
Well, they did. It was they had Helena Wayne in that universe, who became the Batman, took over the role of Batman after Bruce passed away.
What's up, Gray? All right. So my next one is another AOK. I'm just like, in fact, out of all the 5 slabs, I only bought one of them. This next one.
That's a good thing.
I wish I only bought one out of every 5 slabs I had.
This next one came from a Remy Q Studios.
I know which one you're talking about.
I had to bring some Lickworthy for you guys since you advertised it. So Remy reached out to me one day, and the thing was, like, I barely knew Remy at the time. Like, I'd watched his videos. I think I found him through Grey Man. I remember watching him on Kevin's channel once. And then, he just randomly reached out to me and said, I would like to speak to you privately on a video. And I was like, what did I do? I was scared.
Was he taking his pants and shirt off?
Yeah. But he actually reached out. We had a chat, and he said he wanted to send me some stuff. I was like, okay. And he sent me a bunch of slabs. I was like, what? Because at the time I didn't have many slabs, so this was early on. And he sent me a beautiful, hardly thin CG. What are they called? CBCS slab. Nice one there. It's foil. It's signed by Nathan Zerdy. And it's number 10 of 10.
Yeah, and I've seen you talk about this, and what a great gift, right? A 10 of 10, only 10 copies, and he gifted it to you. It's just awesome.
And this is Remy. He goes,
and an even better gesture from Remy.
Yeah, and Remy goes, I'm so sorry about the grade. I'm like, dude, 9.6 is my favorite. I don't know if you guys know, but I'll save a few $100 every day.
It's like a reverse 69.
That's right. So yeah,
I think we're doing this wrong.
Definitely live worthy now.
It's called the married 69. You're sleeping back to back, so
yeah. So and Remy, just because you mentioned before that you don't have a Halo slab, just so you don't buy one, I have one for you. I just haven't sent it.
Yeah, look at you go, Remy.
But I do have one for you because I always want to pay back the gesture.
And
you know,
while we're talking about Remy Q, he is going to be on the 10-1-1 in 2 weeks.
Whoa!
So his turn's coming up.
Nice. Well, he hasn't been on?
Not yet.
Oh, mate. I can't imagine like him trying to pick 10 books.
It'll be fun. You know Remy.
It's like some of you guys, like with the books you guys have, I can't imagine you guys trying to pick just 10.
Yeah, that's Gary asked me to come on. I'm like, yeah.
Gotta give him time. But that's the beauty, right? It's not a top 10. It's just 10 favorites. You can keep coming on and showing 10 more books all the time.
Yeah. So the last 2 books, people weren't expecting that, right?
Right. Well, let's see if we're expecting this one.
All right. So this one here. Sarah, my partner, who, for those who don't know, her favorite series is Something's Killing the Children. And it's actually my favorite too. I just don't often say that it's my favorite because it's like her thing. So I'm trying not to steal her thunder. But funny thing is, when we sort of first started hanging out and she got into comic books and she got into that series very heavily, she had a couple of doubles because she got an unbelievable deal. She bought the first 6 issues for like, I don't know, like it was like $200 US. I'm sorry, Australian. So it was crazy cheap. First prints of all of them. Wow. It was a crazy deal. So she had a couple of doubles, and then she offered me like issue 2 and a couple, the first 9-10 issues are worth quite a bit. She offered me a few, and I was like, I don't really want them because I don't really want to, have them there and then try to have to collect the rest of them. And then she offered them to someone else, one of my other friends at work. I was like, oh, no, I'll take them.
Screw that guy.
Thank God I did. But anyway, this was actually a gift from, I think it was Christmas last year. She bought me. This is the 4th print of Something's Killing the Children. I really loved this cover and I really wanted it. And she got it for me for Christmas last year.
Ooh, very nice.
Again, she did it. She knew my favorite grade too. So got that 9.6.
Yeah, 9.6s are nice, man. You can get a 9.6 or you can get a 9.8 and pay hundreds more.
And sometimes those 9.8s are really 9.4s.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's one of my favorite covers from the series. I really want to get issue 5, where she's like diving in the sky with the thing. That's one of my favorites too. But yeah, really glad I got that.
And I like when there's, I don't know why, someone else likes it too. The yellows on covers actually always pop out nice.
Is that yellow?
I'm colorblind. I could be seeing it wrong.
I thought it was orange. Is it orange, Rob? What is it?
On my monitor, it looks so orangish.
Orangish
light,
it is.
Light orange, yeah.
Don't listen to the colorblind guy.
Yeah, I'm colorblind too, though, mate.
Oh, okay.
Different.
Well, hey,
in that case, guys, it's blue.
All right, what you got for number 5, Simon? Now that you and I are can't tell our colors.
All right, so this one here is one that I bought, and I paid a bit for it.
Because Rami's got it, or Jello.
Yeah, it's like my shoes. I did this video a while ago where I did the colorblind test, and I told a story about how I bought these shoes, and I thought they were blue. And then people told me, oh, they were really nice purple. And I was like, what? And then multiple people said it to me. And then I get people arguing. They're like, it's like a bluey purple. I was like, what? Is it a bluey purple or is it a purpley blue? Like, what is it? All right. So this next book is a bit of an odd one. I'm a massive fan of this movie. And I feel like people who've seen the movie would think this is cool, but a lot of people, I didn't realize how many people hadn't seen this movie.
I'm intrigued.
So this is the Warriors movie adaptation.
Oh, okay.
Photo cover.
Slabs come out to play.
It was one of those things that I'd never seen anyone show off these books, and I really wanted it. And I wasn't huge on photo covers at the time. It's actually a nice wraparound as well.
Ooh,
it's got
it is.
Gang on there. So,
and anyone that grew up kind of when we did remembers that movie very, very crisply.
Yeah. So I actually do want to get the just the regular A cover for it as well. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Warriors, and I do like to collect Warriors related stuff when I can, but a lot of it's super expensive. Like there's a stall that shows up at conventions here called the Warriors Down Under, and they sell, actually this is who I bought it from their eBay store, but they come down and they've just got all this different Warriors merch, like figurines and stuff, and the figurines are like $400 each. It's out of control. Ooh. Yeah, so nice. I don't have any of those, but like I've got the pop vinyls, and I've got a few things.
But yeah, it's one of those cult classics, though. You can see, like, with that kind of a specific niche, how sometimes niche collecting is really weird. It's either dirt cheap for the stuff you like, or it's astronomical. It's not usually in the middle anywhere.
Yeah. Try not to do robot covers from the golden age.
All right, what have you got for number 6 there, Simon?
All right, so we're going into the raw books now. I'm going to start off with some nostalgia. So when I first started collecting comic books, something I didn't want to do was start repurchasing books. So I did collect comic books when I was like a teenager, and I didn't want to go and re-buy any of those books because I felt like I was just going to fall into a massive rabbit hole of buying books that I had as a kid. So I never wanted to do it, and definitely by now I've done it a couple of times. But the book that started the whole repurchasing, I really wanted this because this was my favorite comic book series as a teenager, and it was Sonic the Hedgehog on Archie.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a good book.
Yeah. So I was surprised. So the first thing I did when I got back into comics was how it happened was my parents were selling the house that I grew up in, and they called me up and they said, "Hey, we've got all this stuff here we're going to throw out. Do you want to go through it before we throw it out?" I was like, "Yeah, cool." So I found a little box of comic books, and it wasn't like I think she gave away most of my comic books, but there was like one little shoebox full of comic books, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take those." And first thing I did was look them all up, right? Look, see if they were worth anything. Like there's that X-Men Age of Apocalypse, X-Men Alpha or whatever with a chrome cover. I was so sure when I was a kid that was going to be worth $1 million one day, and it was like $10. I was so shocked that Sonic the Hedgehog, like I had the biggest Sonic the Hedgehog collection, and they seemed to have the most value out of any of this. But I no longer had those. My parents had given all my Sonic the Hedgehog and Spider-Man books to one of our friends' kids, I think. So yeah, I repurchased this because I loved this series so much.
That is a good book. See, that's the fun thing about this. You've already shown a bunch of books that no one else has ever shown on here, so that's awesome.
That's good. I'm glad.
And nobody's shown Sonic the Hedgehog before.
But that goes in with those other books that were published then too, because that Mario book's super expensive.
Yeah.
You got a Zelda book that's way up there. All those books that came out then, all those Nintendo books, they're pricey.
Yeah, I'd love to get that Mario one. I don't remember that as a kid though, but yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog was definitely my favorite thing when I was a kid. It's the only thing. So I can't draw very well, but I can draw Sonic the Hedgehog like with my eyes closed, pretty much. So
now, being a Sonic fan, what did you think of the movies?
They were fun, I guess. The first one, I probably like the first one more than the second one. I saw the second one at the cinemas recently. I probably like the first one more than I don't know. It was fun. I liked how he read comic books. Like there's that scene at the start, and he's reading DC, and his favorite character is the Flash. So right. I thought things like that were pretty cool.
Well, in those movies, like you see them, and they're way better than they should be.
Yeah,
I think they're fun, and I think anyone that's complained about them has lost the magic in their life. They're just fun.
For sure.
All right, number 7, sir.
All right, so this next one is actually one of the books that survived my childhood. So as I said before, I found a box of comic books. It was mostly X-Men stuff in there. There was a little bit of Ren and Stimpy in there, and there was a little bit of Ninja Turtles in there. So this book is probably the best book that made it through my childhood, and I still have.
Ooh,
which is the Remark collection.
Yeah, so I got that signed by Kevin Eastman a couple of years ago. I was pretty stoked because yeah, so down here when you go to, so you know when you guys go to cons and you have like comic book artists, do you have to pay like tokens or anything to get them to sign your stuff?
It depends on the artist, and some of them do it for free, but they only do a certain amount. Some do it a per copy price, and their rate varies depending on who they are.
Some will do it for free unless you're having it witnessed for grading, and some will do it free for everybody, John Jang, except for me, where he'll charge you extra even though you're spending $200+ at his booth with him.
Oh dear. Yeah, so
I'm not
here,
bitter.
pretty much all the creators here are pretty much free. Like Tom Taylor, I think Nick Spencer came down, but the comic book artists normally no one knows who they are, so they're just sitting there at the table, happy to sign your stuff. Kevin Eastman was the first time the comic artist came down, and you had to pay. So I was like, yeah, I will really want this book signed, so I'll pay for that. And I'd never really. I got Christopher Lambert at the first time I went to a con. I got him to sign something for me. I got him to sign my Fortress DVD. But this was the second time I'd ever lined up for a signature, and the line was so ridiculous. I think it took a bit over 4 hours, and for the first hour and a bit, I didn't move. Like I literally was standing in the line, and my toe went numb, and it was numb for like months, like before I got feeling back in my toe. So I will never line up for a signature again like that. But yeah, he did a nice little remark.
Yeah, I had one recently like that where Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti were doing a signing, and the line didn't move for a long time, and he realized part of the problem was like the first couple people in line were there to get full-blown sketches, and that was taking time. And they said, you know what, you guys with the sketches, you have to wait. Let's get the signing people through first, and then you can get your sketches.
Right. Now, I've had Kevin Eastman's autograph a few times. I had it on a Turtles book that I got in a mystery box. I AOK'd that to someone. But I do have it now on the giant size Conan book that came out, and that was actually an AOK from Rob. He sent me the signed Kevin Eastman copy, so that was pretty cool. All right,
but the Peter Laird signature is rarer, right? It's hard to get Peter Laird's signature. I heard.
Yeah, I've never seen his signature actually.
A couple of people have it, but I remember learning that from, I think it was Asian Funk, where I learned that from. That it's the harder one to get.
Well, I'm sure he just sits back and counts his Turtles money, and he's happy. All right, number 8, sir.
All right, so number 8, we're going back to Batman issue 50, The Wedding, but this is a 1-of-1 variant. I won this in a giveaway, and I don't think so. When people do giveaways on Instagram and YouTube, you know, they got to really think it through, right? You need to say that it's US only, all right?
Right.
I mean, you're on a platform that's worldwide. You guys should be prepared, right? Because I've won a couple of things YouTube, Instagram wise, and they just never come. And that's fine. I'm not gonna. It's not. You know. It's a free book. I'm not gonna complain about anything. But this one was on a channel. I won't explain who the channel is yet, but they were getting all the people in the chat to put down that they want in, and then Metarog was like, "Oh, Simple Simon, my friend from Australia, he wants in," and then. The person doing the giveaway was like, shipping may apply. And then
that's harsh.
No. He was just messing around. But the wheel landed on me, and Metarog was like, yeah, and then everyone else was just like, whoop. So it was Comic Head 84.
Oh, okay.
And he was doing a sketch cover, and I really, really wanted. He covered the postage. It was fine. And you know what? I'm always happy if I really want a book that I win. I'm always happy to chuck in postage for it. All right, but he covered it. I'm sure it wasn't cheap, but he sent me this awesome Red Hood sketch cover.
Ooh, nice.
So the funny thing is, he was actually doing a giveaway for a Hulk sketch cover. And then when I won, he was like, he said, he was like, "Oh, do you want the Hulk one?" And I was like, "Do you have anything DC?" And then Metarog mentioned that I liked Red Hood, so he actually surprised me and sent me a Red Hood. It's hard to see actually in this. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Getting a one of one sketch cover is always great.
So yeah, that's that. Yeah, pretty sorry. I think that was my first. Actually, no. Mad Spidey okayed me a sketch cover from Ken Lashley. So I think that was my first sketch cover, but this one, yeah, Batman issue 50 again. That issue means a lot to me, so
it got you into comics.
Yeah. So my next one is another sketch cover.
Nice.
Now, what you may not know, Simon, is Rob is a huge fan of sketch covers.
Yeah, I obviously being friends with Mad Spidey, I get very jealous of. So one of the first times I sort of caught up with him, so we were friends since we were like when I was like a kid, right? But we weren't like super great friends. We used to hang out like on the streets pretty much. But he messaged me and was like, "Hey, I've got some stuff for you," randomly, like after just rekindling our friendship. And I went over to his house and he was like, "Yeah, I collect comic books and I collect art and all this stuff." And he showed me his art collection. I was there for like, I don't know, 2 hours, like going through all his art. Like it was unbelievable. But it's something I don't think I could ever afford to do. So I think sketch covers are a little bit more affordable. So this is a sketch cover from Neil McGregor, who is on IG. His work is fantastic. This is actually the second sketch cover I've got from him. I got a Punchline one he did for me, which was mint. And this is a House of Slaughter, or Erica Slaughter, sorry, sketch cover that he did for me as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So pretty stoked about that. He did one, so me and Sarah both got one each.
That doesn't even look like a sketch cover. It looks like just one of like an A cover they mass produced. That thing's incredible.
Yeah. So
like the shading, he did it all.
He often uses references like cosplayers though as references. I found because when he did my Punchline one, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I've seen that photo before. Like I know the cosplayer that he copied it from, but still, it's still amazing work, and he still added a little bit to it too. So,
well, most artists use models anyway, like in some shape or
when
form.
you do it like this, real like photo real, yeah, you got to have a reference. I'm assuming. So, I wish I had Sarah's one. Sarah's one's amazing. Sarah's one's on a black cover, and it looks so good. So yeah, he also says he prefers to work on like color paper. So he doesn't like doing it so much on white. I mean, he'll do it if you want him to, but he always prefers to do his work on colored things. So yeah,
why not? It gives it a nice background automatically.
Yeah, I was just blown away. So I will definitely be getting more of his work done for sure. So that is my other sketch cover.
One DC sketch, one indie sketch.
That's right. Now the last one. My last of the 10. Yes. You mentioned Linkworthy. So I wanted to bring the book that
I think I know which one this is.
Yeah, it's like the
Is it Carla Cohen?
It is Carla Cohen.
Is there a blade involved being licked?
Yes, it does involve that. You must be a psychic. This is the Carla Cohen Red Sonja. It is called the Lickworthy cover, I call it. And it's actually signed by her, and it says Lickworthy. This was a nice present that Sarah had organized for me.
I watched that video. That box was amazing that she got for me.
It was just like I couldn't. Yeah,
so cool of Carla Cohen to write Lickworthy on there too. Like,
so this was amazing. Bonus. So Sarah actually reached out and asked if she had any of these left, and she's like, "I literally have one left." So I was like, how much extra would it be to chuck that in there and write Lickworthy on there? So, which is very cool of Sarah because she hates Lickworthy. So, yeah, I've got I bought, I think 3 of these. I've got so many of these. Like when it came out, just the regular book, I ordered I think 3 of each. And then Mark also ordered me the UV variants. And so, yeah, and I've got 2 of these ones signed by her that say Lickworthy. So very, very cool.
Yeah, that's just awesome. And Carla Cohen and it's one of the best out there. I also like the Celine covers, which she doesn't get enough credit. Hers are beautiful as
Yeah,
well.
so she's a chick, Celine. I wasn't sure if Celine was like. I know they just go by the one name.
Man, her covers are amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the Barbarella stuff that she's done.
Oh yeah, and
Really
her Red
good.
Sonjas. I get all her Red Sonja covers. They're
Yep.
nice.
Yep. So yeah,
Jonathan says that's the only Red Sonja book he owns. Oh, Pearl's done some good Red Sonjas.
Yeah, you've got that one that I've been wanting forever.
The one
you know
where
which one?
she's kneeling and holding the sword.
Yeah, that
And
one
all the
is
blood's on it. Yeah.
absolute killer. But I never see it. I never see it around. There was like another version of it that came out. I think it might have been black and white or something. I was
Well,
like,
that was a Kickstarter, so I had to back that one.
Okay. Yeah.
So that wasn't a readily available cover.
Okay, no wonder. Well, yeah, I remember they released one, like a Dynamic Forces one, maybe, but it was like black and white. And I was like, nah, I need color in my life. So
I was wondering if that book was going to make it tonight.
Of course,
yeah.
Because that was like that was like that box. I thought when you opened that box, that was like one of the highlights of your channel. One, what a great and thoughtful gift from Sarah. But two, your face throughout that whole thing was great, dude. You were having such a good time. You were enjoying yourself so much. It was just fun to watch.
Yeah, and there was a Perillo book in there signed by Perillo as well. I was like, oh man, this is getting too much for me.
Right? That's a signature I still got to hunt down at some point. I need to get a Perillo signed. I got my Mahmoud Asrar signed out getting graded right now. He's one of my favorite modern artists. All right, 11th with a story, Simon.
All right, let me go get it because it's just over there. Give me one.
You are fine, sir. And while you're getting it, Rob, what's coming up on your channel, sir?
Well, dude, we have coming up.
There's an Only Slab show.
There is. And it's showing up. We have the new stickers have even shown up.
Let me dig in you a second, and then you can
you
do your quick plug.
There you go. Only Slabs takes over this Saturday. I was just checking out a piece of the new Only Slabs merch there with the 2 guys, 1 show on the back.
And the official Only Slabs condoms will be releasing soon.
And then then there's also a version just says Only Slabs on the front only. Yeah. So some of the new merch is starting to come in, which is good as we kick off the show this Saturday with Ilson Comics over from the UK will be our guest.
That sounds awesome. I know we'll all be there. All right, Simon, 11th with a story, sir.
All right. So this is the story of how I met Mark from Big City Comics. So I used to, on my days off when I first started collecting, I used to always go to different comic book shops, and that was how I spent my days off. So in the mornings I would Google comic book shops and I'd have the list come up, and I'd choose like a different comic shop to go to every week. And the same list came up every week, and then so my days off during the week are Wednesdays, which is New Comic Book Day. So I used to always go to comic shops, and down here, for some reason, the shops don't put the new releases up until like 4 in the afternoon to try to line it up with America or some stupid thing like that. So you would have like the shelves that have a space for the new book, but they wouldn't actually put it out till 4. So I never was able to pick up brand new books on the day of release. I'd have to pick them up like a week later because I wasn't going to stick around the city and things till like 4 p.m. I want to get out of there to beat the traffic, right? So there was a book that I was really excited about, and it was the first DC Black Label book. I was really pumped for it. So one day, I wake up on that day it came out. I look up comic book shops, and for some reason, Big City Comics came up. It's actually the closest store to me. I was like, how have I not heard of this? But it's in a very busy sort of area too. I was like, how have I not heard of this shop? So I called up the shop before they open, right? And comic shops here, the service is pretty ordinary. So I call up like well before they open, and Mark answers. I'm like, hey, do you put your new releases on shelf as soon as they come out, as soon as you open? He goes, yeah, as soon as I open, 12 o'clock. So he was like the only person who did it. I was like, cool, I'll come down. So I went down to the shop. You know, he's there talking to all these, like, he used to have this posse of people, like customers that would come in right as soon as he opened so they could pick up their new releases straight away.
Right.
And I'd walk in, I didn't know anyone. I was like, oh man, I hated talking to people back then because I was scared. I didn't know anything about comic books. So Mark gave me the up and down. He's like, you know, do you need anything? I was like, oh, I'm just looking for Batman Damned.
The Batwing.
That's right, the Bat Dong, as I like to call it. There were an abundance of copies of these on the shelves, and everyone there, all these regulars, were looking at it and like, yeah, no, I don't like the format, so I'm not going to get it. And I was like pumped. And it was like the first time that I'd even it was the first time I ever bought, because back then I didn't cover buy, and for people who know me now, I cover buy. It was the first time I bought both variants, and I was so glad I did because 2 days later, my friend called me and was like, "Did you hear what happened to that book? It got pulled off shelves, which it didn't, but yeah, so that was kind of like the first kind of book that had sort of had value that I bought. And also, I always say to Mark that the Bat Dong brought us together. So
it's a better way.
Yeah.
But see, being an older reader, like, because I'm a big Savage Sword Draconian person, I love magazine format books.
I do like all the ones I have to read, but I hate the fact that slabbing them is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, see, I'd like to get that slab one day, but it is a pain in the butt, right?
Wait till CBCS does it. They're going to release them, and I think they'll have better, sturdier magazine slabs than CGC. I'm sure CGC will fix theirs now that CBCS is coming out with them, but currently they're rickety rackety crap.
I've got a magazine box. It's almost full of all those DC Black Label books.
Wow, Gene doesn't know why it was pulled from shelves. Simon, would you care to enlighten him?
Well, you can go back to one of Remy's streams, which I made a cameo appearance on, and that is why.
It's got a Batawang.
So Gene, there was a panel with showing Bruce Wayne's dong, and that's why it got canceled.
He was climbing out of the bathtub.
A shadow of his dong.
Yeah, he was climbing out of the bathtub. It was supposed to be all dark, but they drew it, then they shaded over it, and then the shading in printing it came out.
There we go. That's a better a silhouette.
Yeah, silhouette of the Batawang.
It was more than a silhouette. I
Full
would say.
Frontal, yeah.
But
it was in shade.
I remember thinking to myself, I was thinking, I'm not going to read this. I might wait till all 3 issues come out and then I'll read it then. But then later that day, I was like, no, I just want to read it. So I read it and I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Right. So straight away, I took a photo of it and sent it to my mate Tony, because my friend Tony, he loves the cock. So I sent it to him.
He likes a good double Polaroid, does he?
He reads comic books as well, right? So he had read it digitally and he was like, oh my God, that was not in the digital version. So from day one, the digital version never had the Bat Dong. It was always only in the physical copy. So
the hard copy.
Yeah. So
the jokes write themselves, folks.
Yeah. I still love that book to this day because of all the stories and memories that I remember Mark for the longest time was always, because I started going there from then on, because it was close, B, it was in an area with lots of cool places to eat. So I'd go there first thing, eat breakfast, go see Mark, and he'd have these new releases out. And he kept like trying to talk to me. I'm like, go away, man. I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm too scared to talk about comic books. And
so when you get the hard copy and you read it, does it then turn into a floppy?
Yeah, because it wasn't as by the time you get to the end, it's definitely a floppy.
Right. It's just a floppy then.
I enjoyed the start of it, but I didn't enjoy how it ended.
Oh, we got another one. See, these people heard, and they came to push porn on us. There we go.
Yeah. It's like, I heard you guys like Luke Worthy.
Right. Is the Bat Dong still selling at a high price?
No, it's gone down massively. It's definitely gone soft.
Right. People had their fill of the Wayne. All right. So what is your spec pick, Simon?
I was really
not a happy ending. No, sir.
I was really scared about the spec pick because I'm not a spec. I mean, I'm not one who. I don't think I'm clever enough to come up with spec. So I brought a book that I guess doesn't have much value, and I don't understand why. For those who, a lot of people know that I'm a Star Wars guy, right? So I've been a massive Star Wars fan since like Mandalorian season 2.
Oh, that long, have you?
He's old school, Rob. Since back in the day, he's been a Star Wars supporter.
Man, I came up with that joke last night. I was so proud of it. Right. So,
but carry on, good sir.
I've got 2 copies of this book. Sarah picked up the first one because she's like, "Hey, the shop that I hate down here, they had multiple copies of it," and she's like, "Hey, do you want one of these?" Like, yeah, it was like $10. And then I bought another copy recently for like $8 or something like that. But this is the Star Wars: The Force Awakens. First appearance of Rey, Kylo, and the gang, but for some reason, it doesn't have any value, and I don't understand why. I mean, was the trilogy that bad that no one cares about this book?
As someone who's been a fan since 1977, yes, but it does carry some value, mostly for, surprisingly, the first appearance of Kylo Ren more than anything else. But I don't understand that one either, because.
But this, like I said, I bought 2 copies for like $10 or less. So for you, this is like dollar bin stuff for you guys.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, I don't know. I haven't gone looking for any of them, but I mean, if you had it in a 9.8, it's worth a few dollars. But like $40 or $50 or something. I don't know. I haven't looked at it recently, but it is, compared to many of the Star Wars properties, fairly depressed. But at the same time, they're not making any content based in that time period, so there's no new. There's not even comic books that are running out of that. I mean, there was a Kylo Ren series, short series that they did,
and the first issue of that goes for a bit.
Yeah, but there hasn't been much else there. There you go, Firefly. I love that.
Firefly.
But when all these characters show up in the new Star Wars stuff, look out.
Potentially,
you're gonna go up to a $20 book.
Well, they'll let them sit a while, then they'll bring them back at some point in comics or some other form. But right now, everything that's running is like what, prequels, and during that.
Yeah, right now, a lot of the hype a lot of the hype and focus in the Star Wars universe is to go into the pre-move, before the movies, because all the fan base just chews up and destroys everything else that's hard canon. You have a lot more freedom if you go a couple hundred years back and you can do stuff, but we'll still complain. That's what fans do.
I'm just like, I guess, getting into Star Wars comics. I've discovered just like there's so many Star Wars books, like older ones, that like even Dark Horse stuff, that sell for so much money for characters that only like real Star Wars fans would know. It's crazy how much some of them go for. And like every Star Wars book seems to be a first appearance.
Right, then fans will get really mad, like in Mando season 2, when someone they really like shows up, and then they end up getting killed in 2 episodes. What was that, Cad Bane that got killed really quick?
Yeah, that was a bit, because Cad Bane looked very cool, so I was surprised that they
great character design. He did look cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised they offed him off so quickly.
Well, does anyone ever really die in these though?
Sorry. I'm having a real-time side conversation with Livio Ramondoli about a commission that he's doing for me. And he sent me this picture. I'm actually go, that doesn't look all that. I'm thinking to myself, it looks like garbage. And I'm kind of trying to nicely tell him that he's showing me it looks like garbage. And I kind of like thought that we were kind of doing something like this. And he goes like, oh, that's totally my mistake. I totally drew the wrong thing. This isn't your. He's send me something else. Oh, that looks a lot better.
Was it? Hear me out. What if the Emperor clones himself and Rey just killed the clone? Boom, new trilogy coming. And then I don't think they ever did a Spaceballs comic, did they, Rob?
I don't recall. As I'm sitting here wearing my Dark Helmet T-shirt, I
surrounded by assholes.
No, this is the evil will always win because good is dumb.
Right.
I don't believe that I've ever seen one. It doesn't mean they didn't do one, but I've just never seen it.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever
Let's
any Mel
ask
Brooks
the
comic.
interwebs. Dear interwebs, show me Spaceballs, the comic.
Now we're all in suspense because we're all. I'm a big
Yeah.
Mel Brooks fan.
Well, there's Spaceballs, the magazine, Spaceballs, the comic by Orca Owl on Deviant Art. So I don't know. Looks like Marvel had a. I don't know if this is a makeup. Somebody made this up, or if this is legit.
Let's start some spec on it. Let's make this the next big thing.
Right? Spaceballs comic.
Oh no, this is a comic that somebody drew for themselves.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a pretty good one though. I really like it. I don't think that there was a actual Spaceball the comic.
No, this is just Spaceballs the magazine, which is not anything about that movie. It's just something completely different IP. Yeah, huh. That's too bad. We could use some good spoof comics. Say Spaceballs the live stream. Too bad Mel Brooks is too old for all that stuff now.
That's right.
Yeah, but anyway, Simon, great book, sir. I like that everything has your own flavor. I was expecting that Carla Cohen. You didn't disappoint, sir. I knew it was going to show up at some point. You did surprise me. I had forgot about the Warriors, which was a super fun book, and probably. And you probably have the title for worst spec pick yet on the show. So you got that title handily in hand. Hold it high. Hold it proud.
Look out, boys. As soon as these guys come back, you'll see. This will be $20. Australian.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
Let's go around. So, Rob, we'll start with you again, sir. What's coming up? Plug your.
I only can plug 1,700 times, and I'll plug it one more because I love to plug it. And that is Only Slabs. Starts this week. If you don't know, it's just Slab Hub with a new name,
rebranded for your pleasure,
and new merch. Yes, rebranded for your pleasure. Yes, and my freedom. That, and then of course the rest of the time it's Mondays and Thursdays we open boxes. We'll do some stuff. As soon as the EGS gets their new things, we will be doing a review on the new EGS slab once it becomes available. But that's not really until the end of the month or early, they claim, which given away shipping actually is. I guaranteed it's probably manufactured overseas. It means it won't be till the end of September at best.
Oh. All right, and Simon, what's coming up on your channel tonight, sir? Or this upcoming? Wow, me speak good English.
Later tonight, I'll do my weekly comic haul. So every week, to be Wednesday morning for you guys, I'll do my weekly pickups that I picked up. Normally with Sarah, I don't think she's going to be in today's one. And then we did a Nerds Day Out. On the weekend, we went to a little convention called Days of Future Pop Culture that one of my friends put on. You might have seen some footage from Mad Spidey's video. I've got a vlog from that coming out as well. And hopefully I'll do more collectible show and tells to come too. I've got to get you back on, Gary. Have you got more stuff since I last,
Yes, I got some of it in storage, so you might have to give me give me to the new year.
Okay, to the new year. That's ages.
Give me to December or mid-November.
Gary, when I got him on the first time, was like, "Ooh, I don't really collect much but comic books." And then I'm watching his video and he's showing toys and original art. I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, maybe I misunderstood. It was still a ton of fun being on your show, though.
I misunderstood it too, Gary. Don't worry. I was telling someone I don't have that much stuff, and then I figured out what it was. I was like, "Oh, well, all right. Well, I guess I got stuff."
5 rounds of Night Before Christmas.
That's right.
And guys, coming up on my channel this week, we have Lady Fantastic in the hot seat with the usual suspects. You just saw her last Saturday on the 1011. We are going to do a deep dive into getting to know her a little better. And also, Saturday, we have Natalie, the DC Comic Queen, on the Saturday 1011. So looking forward to having her on as a guest and getting to know her a little bit better. And next Tuesday on the 9th, we have the Taylor Winder coming on to tell us why everything sucks. So we'll have Taylor on next, and we're going to try to boost his subs up a little bit because he's trying to stay ahead of Rob. They're in a heated contest right now.
Who? Oh, Taylor.
Right. And then
pay attention, really.
We have a lot of good guests coming up on the 1011. We have Remy Q on the 16th. We have Paul from Sector 2815 on the 23rd. We have Eddie from the Batcave on the 30th. We have Mars on the 20th and Chi Comic Girl on the 13th. And we also have Eddie from the Batcave coming on in the hot seat with the usual suspects on the 18th. We have a lot of great content coming up. So stay sub, keep that notification bell on. And thank you, everyone in the audience, for coming out to support the show. But not only to support the show, also to support our great and awesome guest, Simon. Simon, thank you so much for coming on. We certainly appreciate you here, sir. Rob, thank you as always for being a great co-host.
And guys, don't forget, don't forget before Gary carries us out, check out The Worst Australia. Go to YouTube to search The Worst Australia. And enjoy.
You're going to write punk at the end, otherwise it will just come up The Worst of Australia.
Okay, fair enough.
With my channel.
The Worst Australia punk. Whatever. Enjoy. That's that guy. That's that guy over there, by the way.
That's right. It's his band.
Yeah. Days of Future Past.
Still good stuff.
And until next time, guys, keep it casual. Attention all, use channel sponsor Rogue Trader at theroguetraderutah.com and my code Keep It Casual for 10% off your comic cleaning and pressing needs. Remember, when submitting your books to be graded, use a trusted professional.